pass it around.
Hey, I'm Arnett Jackson. I was the Pickaboo girl.
My name is Brenda Missy. I was the bussin' one on the TV.
I'm Sika, and I play Tweety.
This is your main man, Slim Push, the Third Coast representative, and I played Punt. Right.
My name's Taryn, and I played the person that was killed at the beginning of the movie.
Get ready, victim.
One of the cops on the steps. One of these guys. It's Mitchell Neese. Play Drexler Barcello.
Play Art Groucho.
Y'all give these guys a round of applause. All right, now, you've all seen the movie. Do we have any questions for the cast? Anybody?
My question for Gideon. Great flick, sir. What was on the can you were smoking? That looked like some good stuff, man.
Cocaine. Cocaine, a hell of a drug. It was cocaine, man. They just robbed some dope boys, and they got rid of half of them, making G-Man smoke it out.
Okay, my name is Dennis Farr. We really love the soundtrack. Where can we get some of the music? Can we get it on? You got a DVD, or you got any kind of way for us to get some of the music?
Why me? Hey man, you can get all of this music on iTunes. All you have, what type of phone do you have?
I just got a brand new one, man. I just got a brand new one.
All right, my God.
Thank you very much.
Hey, we love the show, man.
The movie was great, man. Appreciate it, brother. Check this out. You can get the music on iTunes. It's everywhere online. And we also dropping a YoDIE soundtrack that you can get a physical copy, a hard copy of as well, brother.
Yeah, the music was great too, man.
Righteous.
So how long did it take y'all to shoot the movie? This TV.
We started October 26, 2014. And what happened was, it was just about bringing everybody together in order to get on the locations. Like the whole film we shot was guerrilla film. So what we did was me and Heavy Darius Dalton, you stand up. Where you at? And the two of us, we just hit the city of Atlanta with our cameras and made a motion picture out of it. So it was just about bringing everybody together, and it was, man, just tedious just to get everybody to come together. Between the 14th, we ended like February 4th, 2015 when we finished.
My name is Bruce Davis, but I had a question for Punch. I found myself really liking your character, so I wanted to ask, how close are you to that character? Of course, not in criminal type sort of, but how you think? Because I found, you said a lot of things that we say all the time around the hood, but you use them as like main points. So how close are you to that character?
That's a good question.
Well, I didn't have to get too far out of character. Gideon is a genius. And, he allowed me to improvise a whole lot. Basically, the character, the script of the character already was just, all the things he was saying was profound anyway. The script was really written with serious detail and serious spirituality anyway. You understand? So with him allowing me to improvise that much, I was able to put 50% of me into Punt. You know what I mean? Righteously.
Yeah, I enjoyed the film. I'm Justin, by the way. What's up? I just want to know if y'all gonna do a sequel, or you got anything else you working on getting?
Yes, I actually have it was already written in my head. I just got to put it on paper, but it's gonna be called YoDIE the Bigger Picture, the bigger film. This is just YoDIE the film. It's gonna be YoDIE the Bigger Film, and it's gonna start off with them coming out of hiding. It ended with them coming in hiding, but I got some big surprises, some major surprises on it. My hope is to get Dick Gregory on it, to play, the part of the bishop somewhere up in Tweety's stepfather somewhere on there. So, but definitely it's gonna be a banger.
Who get the screenplay? Who comes up with the basic idea is really unique with a bad attitude, doing good things. Which for the writers? You were good job. You had more time. But it's a very wild twist. Thank you.
I just want to say I enjoyed it. You being a writer, what inspired you? Like, what format did you say when you were approaching what you actually wanted to do? Were you somewhere thinking like, hey, you know, this is how I want to come at it? What inspired you to know what direction you wanted to take the film into?
All right, scary questions get scary answers. I was in a doggone hotel room in Stone Mountain, and I'm just gonna keep it real short. It was a jacked up spot, you know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting in the hotel, you hear folks having sex in the back, you hear folks fighting outside on the other side. So I'm looking at the sky like Punt looking at it, and I'm like, yeah, how am I gonna get out of this situation? How we gonna get out of this situation? And he was like, we're gonna write a movie. You know what I'm saying? And so from that point on is what you see. I always tell people, they try to make me change my answers, but the Ruach Kadesh or the Divine Breath or the Holy Spirit writes all my movies. So half of this stuff you're gonna see in here got meaning after meaning after meaning, but I think KRS One said, when something's written spiritually, the creation comes first and the explanation comes second. And when it's physical, the exact opposite happens. You know what I'm saying? You plan, and then you try to, you know what I'm saying, you plan the explanation for it first, and then you try to make it work. So it's just like, in this movie, I could take it and sit in front of a college class or anybody and teach life lessons out of it. But it's even got stuff in it that I didn't even see, because it was just flowing through me, so I was just writing it. So I was surprised when I was writing it.
You said the Randy, was it Pouch? How you say that? Pouch. Yeah. Where did that come from?
So while we were doing the film, he gave us plenty of assignments. I mean, it felt like we were like in school or some shit. But there was this video that he had us watching. It was about this man named Randy Pouch. Now, Randy Pouch had cancer. I don't know if any of you guys, well, I'm pretty sure plenty of you guys are familiar with Diane Sawyer, so she did a special on him. And in the special, he was basically telling people not to feel sorry for him because he was about to die. And people had some type of weird sympathy for him that he just would not accept. And he had children, he had a wife that he had fell in love with. Everything about his life was pretty much well statued. And he was also a professor, so he went around and he did lectures and everything, teaching about life, giving people advice about life situations and all of that. And once he got to the time where the doctor was letting him know that his life was pretty much getting ready to end, he was okay with it, but he wasn't okay with it because of the fact that he had children in this world. So with that whole sense, he went on tour and he started talking about his life and what he was getting ready to do, planning for his death, basically. And throughout that whole interview, you know, I basically cried the entire time, from the beginning to the end. I watched it 3 times and I cried every single time. And he's chuckling, but he dropped a few tears too. But anyways, basically, after we finished watching it, it was a good move by him by giving us that assignment to read it, because
Randy Pouch, in addition to what she was saying, with him having terminal cancer, he did a tour around the United States telling people to follow their dreams. And he understood the shortness of life. So if you look at the Randy Pouch couple, how they was acting, they was doing the same thing. They was showing people how short life was and telling people to follow their dreams. So it was doing the same thing, but they got the name through social media. They kind of joked about it. Said, oh, they like Randy Pouch couple. So the name stuck. But the very thing that he was going around touring and inspiring people to do is what Punt and Tweety were doing itself in criminal fashion.
Your dream is everything. Whoever came up with that, to me, that was awesome.
Sam. Now I had a quick question for my fella who died real quick at the beginning. That was a very intense scene though. Even though, you know, that's a little bit, like, how was it recording that? Were you actually getting choked? What? I need to know.
The short answer to that is definitely yes. But you know, as an actor, you have to. Is this on? Yes. All right. As an actor, you have to really just put yourself in the scene, and just so it was partially method acting, but it was also I had control of the rope. I was making sure that, you know, I wasn't getting choked, but I did have a headache for 2 days afterwards.
Jessica, did you have fun doing that? Don't lie to us now.
Listen, it was just like really, really weird, but I didn't really enjoy doing that because I'm just not that type of person unless you make me mad. I will say that.
One thing that was really interesting about that scene was the way that Gideon filmed it. He came at it from an angle that I wasn't expecting, you know, the YouTube type of filming on a camera like that a lot of people have access to. You know, I don't want to go into detail on that, but yeah, it was an incredibly fast scene, and that is probably the way that we shot it, and in the speed in which we shot it is probably what gave it its intensity.
First of all, very great movie. Congratulations to the cast as well as the director. Well, I had the pleasure of meeting Sika or Jessica because we're both from Mississippi. So my first time meeting you, I automatically knew that you were going to destined for great things. But my question is, short and simply put, is the movie has such a deep meaning. Was there any specific personal experiences that happened while the movie was being filmed that really related to the movie for anybody that's on the cast?
The meaning is really grown on a personal level. Me, if there's certain things I was going through in my life that I'm still sort of working with and progressing with, it's sort of shone some light. And I like the style that Gideon shoots with, that guerrilla style. It's like he has a structure, but he gives you some free range to be creative, to use your own ideas, and he's open for, you know what I mean? He just goes, all right, this is what I want, run it, you know what I mean? And I mean, it was just, I took away a lot of great industry, like little tidbits, man, from Gideon, you know what I mean? But I mean, I've loved it, man, it's been great, but it's helped me actually work through some personal things in my own life, so.
Let me say this.
The boss.
I'm going to the police academy in June. Let y'all know. Best behavior.
As we start going through the movie, a lot of these different scenes that you see in the movie start happening in real life. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of things happened in the past that I could relate with and relate to in the movie, and you know, and then certain things started to, you know, manifest in the present, if I may say that. You did. And I can say that this character Punt, I can relate to him a whole lot more than you probably think I can. You understand? I mean, as the movie went on, that's basically all that I'm saying. As the movie went on, a lot of things that happened in the movie start to happen in real life, especially with me and Sika. You know, a lot of things me and Sika start to see together, and we would call each other like, man, did you see this? You know what I'm saying? Did this just happen to you? We'd be nowhere around each other. You know, and I'll call her and ask her a certain question, and she'll know the answer to it. And I'm listening like, man, what is Pick doing? Like, is he in the road, you know, doing some voodoo, like, with some candles and shit? Like, you know what I mean? Because it's not supposed to be happening like this. So, I mean, a lot of things that happen in the movie is similar, you know, to my real life as well.
Well, I don't want to repeat everything that everybody said, but, like, everything, the transitioning with the movie, and my girlfriend and I had just moved here to Atlanta, so we were actually transitioning in life. So doing both of those at the same time was definitely like a task to do. And I will like to point out that while we were filming that scene where G-Man came to ask for some change, there was actually a real homeless woman that came up to us, and actually, she did the scene before we filmed. That's the scene. And while we were sitting there, we were filming it like, wow, this is like, she was asking for the money. She was, you know, presenting all the lies and everything, and she was homeless. And we were just like, wow, we got all of that on film. And literally, about 5 seconds later, we had to film that. And we were kind of freaked out while we were filming that.
What do I gossip about? What do I gossip about? He was like, what's going on at work, you know? I'm like, gotcha.
I can't relate to being a peekaboo girl because I have a master's in social work and I got it right after high school, so I can't relate to that part, but I do know, as being a social worker, people that, you know, they go through things like this, they have to quit school or, you know, maybe living on the street, they come into DFAS for assistance, so I do encounter people like that, and I do help people like that. So it was just I don't know, it was easy for me to just play my part because, you know, I just deal with different people and different social ethnicities and just, I don't know if y'all remember, like, when she was breaking my leg, we were by Kamal 21, and the police officer from Kamal 21 came over with his flashlight, his gun, like, you know, we just called the police and the ambulance because we thought they were really hurting you. So I was gonna hear the ambulance and the police, and right when he said it, they all like pulled in at the same time. Like, is it?
I mean, you're a good actor. That's what that means.
A lot of this stuff was, man, real like a mug. Like, for example, when he did the drinking scene, when he was drinking the whiskey, the camera wasn't supposed to be on. That was just something I caught, and he was in mode, and I was like, wow, let's get it. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, what was crazy was their lives, like our lives were becoming like the lives of the characters as the movie was going on and on and on. And that was really mind-blowing, but I felt like it was to really bring us into the role like we needed to be. We had stopped to take a break, and next thing we know, this lady walked off real and did exactly the same thing I did, except she asked for 25 cents. For real, but it was just like, yeah, it was real. Everything we was doing was majority real, and we just maneuvered it, and too, so you know, people wouldn't get hurt or anything like that. But yeah, definitely.
Zulu quick. First off, I would just want to say your brothers, the three of you, you are definitely a trio not to be tested. You know, and I watched all of your manifest. You guys are just a perfect example. I have a saying that says it's like, you know, it's only a dream when you sleep on yourself, you know, and you don't really sleep. So it's proven fact that everybody around you is on the same level, on the same level. My question for all of you is, where is this going? Like, where can we find YoDIE next? Is it at the Jewish Film Festival? Is it at, you know what I'm saying? Is it going to be on a theater stage? How can we find, I'm not even worried about a sequel. I just want to see how far this is going to go and how far you're going to go as a team. You know, that's what my question is.
But I hope that this, well, I know it. I ain't going to hope nothing. This is definitely going to be something that's going to branch people's careers off. Like, we love De Niro already. We love Will Smith already. So the world needs to see new stars and new performers. So since I am Jewish, I do a Jewish film festival and all the rest of it. You know what I'm saying? Shalom. So I would like, you know, we're going to put it in more film festivals. We're actually going to have a tour in Jackson on the 10th, 11th, 12th, and we're going to have some showings in New Orleans and some more in Atlanta. So we're taking it around. I just want to inspire people as we go. That's my main focus. It's not about us. It's about letting it affect the people as we go take it city to city.
Hey, I'm comedian Miss Anita, and I'm so proud of him for doing this spectacular movement here. That was my daughter, that was the lady who had the microphone, but she's not here. She's getting married. She had to go show grandma the ring from Virginia and all that. And I can relate to being a peekaboo girl. He wanted me to play, but I ain't want him to break my leg. That's true.
Let's give her a shout out for this red dress she has on. Okay, whoever it is. The dress is awesome.
Just wondering how you did the casting. You talked about people branching out. So how did you get this team of people, like-minded individuals together for the film?
I started off with Slim, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to see him in a film. I enjoyed his music already. So I was like, it'd be interesting to see him in a movie. And I started off with him, and I saw Sika perform, and when I first saw her, I was like, you just got this unique look. You need to be in something. Whatever it is, you need to be in something. So I knew I wanted to choose her too. And I saw Mitchell and Casey actually had an improv show. And I just liked the way they was exuberant confidence on the stage, and it just attracted me to them. They just had, everybody I picked had unique looks. If you look at it, everyone had a unique characteristic about themselves, and I knew they would stand up for the camera. And so I go to events like this, screenings and not casting calls, but screenings and networking events, and just meet and greet different people. So when I got a project, I could just call them up. I don't have to do no casting calls or anything like that.
Gideon, you've inspired me to follow my dreams. And I think I want to be a set director. And I want to know. That's awesome. I want to know how do you cut off? Because my thing has always been, I just keep going. My mind is always racing. So how did you say, okay, this is where I'm gonna stop the movie at?
That's good.
Before you go too far and you can't stop. Like, how do you know that?
Me and Sika was talking about that when we filmed Terrence scene. It was like, you're going to keep on coming up with creative ideas, so you have to really just discipline yourself and say, listen, chill. This movie can't be 3 hours long. It's supposed to be a short film. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be a short film, so you can't just, it's going to have to be a certain limit, a certain time frame to it. So you have to tell yourself and be able to be comfortable with that and deal with it. You know, and it's not easy, but it's really about self-discipline, you know.
Have any closing remarks for us, darling?
I'd like to ask my cast, do they have any closing? Well, first of all, I'd like to show love to everybody who came through, you know what I'm saying, and listening, because I could not have ever gotten through completion of this film without their help and without their diligence. So, mad respect to all of y'all coming through and showing y'all best talents and stuff like that. And only thing I have to say before, and I'm gonna pass the mic around and see if anybody else has anything to say, wrapping it up. DVDs will be provided after everyone leaves here. And Yoel Ben Yehuda, he did the score actually for us, and I appreciated that for thank the Most High Yahweh Elohim and Yahushua Mashiach. I couldn't do nothing without them. And I'd like to thank, make sure this is said, we're gonna have an after party at Queen of Sheba, a restaurant that serves great Eastern dishes. They're gonna play live jazz, and they're gonna also have hookahs if you like hookahs, and we're gonna have.
Thank you to Gideon as well for seeing that I have some talent and that he wanted me to be a part of this.
Thank you to everybody that came out, and good job to everybody that was a part of the film.
You know, I was putting up with my shit, man. Straight up. You know, because I know I was an asshole half the movie. You know, some days, you know, not wanting to, you know, I want to go to the studio, record, I got to go to work, I got to do this, that, the third, and he made it a main thing to make sure that I got on set every time, and that motivation in itself motivates me to do other things in my life as well. You know what I'm saying? Even with the music, even with, you know, everything that I do as far as my own career, you know what I'm saying? And I thank everybody for coming out, you know what I'm saying, through and through, YoDIE.
YoDIE, your dream is everything.
YoDIE.
Yeah, Gideon, he's a genius, real genius. Appreciate it, Gideon. Thank you, man. Thank all y'all. Appreciate y'all coming out.
Yeah, thank everybody for coming out, supporting the cause, the movement, so to speak. But Gideon, I appreciate you seeing something in me probably when I didn't see it in myself.
Moshua Loriel, aka Molo. You can follow me on all my social media. I'm for hire. Will work for food, depending on how good you cook. Check out my podcast, Molo in this City. You can look it up on Facebook or Instagram. Thank you all so much. Have a blessed evening.